What's up, Twisted Cycle? Master and Jason here for another Trainer Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about one of my personal favorite exercises, the kettlebell Russian swing. However, keep in mind, when there's a little bit more reward, there's also a little bit more risk, all right? So the first thing that we want to make sure that we're doing is we're choosing a weight that we can control, and we don't want the momentum of that weight to control us. Next up, we have to make sure that we're in a solid stance, and we have to maintain that stance through the whole range of motion. No room to wiggle around, all right? So we gotta make sure our feet stay planted. And then lastly, we have to know how high and how low that kettlebell is actually swinging. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Once we've established the appropriate weight for us that we can control, we can manage, then we have to make sure that we're in a good, strong stance. All right, so typically, slightly past shoulder width is gonna be best for most people. As you get more comfortable, you can play with different stances, but this is probably where you're gonna be setting up to begin with. And then we have to know how high we're bringing it and how low and where we're bringing it down to, all right? So typically the Russian swing goes to about the height of your eyes, maybe slightly above, but we're not doing American swing, we're going all the way up. So there's not a whole lot of actual shoulder connection that's happening to hold that weight. It's purely just coming from the momentum that's established through the hinge pattern that's dominating by the posterior chain. So right here, this kettlebell is only coming up just through my momentum. So let me show you from the side view where it's actually coming up to and then where it's stopping down at the bottom. Yes, it is coming behind me just a little bit, but the power is being generated, like I said, through the hinge pattern coming from the glutes. Yes, we have to have a nice strong position in the arms. However, I'm not lifting with my arms. Now, the last thing I want to make sure that we're establishing is as we're pushing back, we're keeping a neutral spine. This kettlebell does not need to be coming down here where we're now forcing a rounded back, putting our back into a compromised position. We want to maintain neutrality through our spine, stiffen up that core, pushing our hips back, squeezing our glutes at the top, and as we generate a little bit more force, it's going to come up just a little bit higher. Keep in mind, the feet are positioned firmly against the floor. Can't forget that, all right? Push them down. Don't let your toes, as you're swinging up or coming back, don't let your toes rock and your heels come off the ground. So none of that is happening. Push against the floor, stay firm, and I promise you, this will become one of the best exercises for you. You will love it. You'll be excited when you see it on the board. It'll get stronger. It definitely will elevate your heart rate because you will just be able to progressively overload this with time. So anyway, thanks for watching. That's your Trainer Tip Tuesday, and I'll see you back next week.